The epidermal tissue system. The epidermal tissue system forms the outermost covering of the whole plant body. It comprises of the epidermal cells, stomata, and the epidermal appendages, which include the trichomes and the hairs. The epidermis, it is the outermost layer of the primary plant body, made of elongated, completely compact arranged cells which form a continuous layer. It is usually single layered. So you have to remember that epidermis is usually single layered. The cells are parenchymatous with a small amount of cytoplasm lining the cell wall. Remember, the cytoplasm lines the cell wall and they have a large vacuole. The outside of this epidermis is covered by a waxy thick layer called cuticle. This cuticle, we know, it prevents the loss of water. Point to remember is the cuticle is absent in roots. Remember, the cuticle is absent in roots. The stomata, the structures which are present in the epidermis of the leaves, regulate the process of transpiration and gaseous exchange. So two things, transpiration and gaseous exchange. Each stoma is made of two bean-shaped cells called guard cells, which enclose a stomatal pore. In grasses, these guard cells are dumbbell-shaped. The point to remember here is the outer walls that are away from the stomatal pore are thin and the inner walls towards the stomatal pore are highly thickened. So outer is thin and inner is thick. The guard cells, they possess chloroplasts and they regulate the opening and closing of stomata. So remember, the closing and opening and closing. So both are regulated by the guard cells. A few epidermal cells in the vicinity of the guard cells become specialized in the shape and size called as subsidiary cells. So subsidiary cells are the cells near the guard cells, remember. So basically the stomatal apparatus is formed. Stomatal aperture, guard cells and the subsidiary cells. All three form the stomatal apparatus. Remember, stomatal apparatus has all three, the aperture, the guard cells and the subsidiary cells. The cells of epidermis have a number of hairs. Root hair, remember, are unicellular elongations of epidermal cells, helping to absorb water and minerals from the soil. So root hair are unicellular. On stem, the epidermal hairs are called trichomes. They are in the shoot system and are usually multicellular. Remember, trichomes are usually multicellular. They may be branched or unbranched, soft or stiff. So a lot of variety here. So they may be branched, unbranched, both, soft or stiff, both. May be secretory, giving various secretions. So they may be secretory. The point to remember is that they prevent the water loss by transpiration. So remember, two structures in this epidermis. One we saw was cuticle and now here the trichomes, they prevent the water loss by transpiration. Thank you. Stay tuned with me, Professor Girish Kukreja.